Hey,
Hey, what's up?
what's going on?
Not much. Thanks for joining me on April 1st.
I know. I was just not going to show up and hit you 10 minutes later. It's like, I'm just kidding, April Fools. But no, I
No, it
can't.
looks like
When it gets too early, you have to do, I mean, when you have to do it at an early, you have to do any April Fool's thing almost at midnight, the night of like an April Fool's joke, because then by the time people are too hip to it. But I used to love doing April Fool's jokes when I was a kid. I mean, like,
what's the
especially
worst thing you did?
oh my God. I claimed that I was in jail from like a DUI.
To your parents?
Yeah, that didn't go well. But yeah, I mean,
That's
I've gone,
pretty bad.
yeah, I know. I heard like, all their inner feelings towards me. I'm just kidding.
I can
Why would you
imagine.
thought you were a fuck up? No, I'm just kidding. Um, no, it didn't go that bad. But yeah, no, I like playing pranks, it's fun. But where are you? Where are you at? Where are you located? I like the
Oh,
Queen
thank
post.
you. Yeah, I've been pretty obsessed with Queen for like 10 years.
Nice. You like the movie?
You know what? Okay, from a entertainment perspective, it was fun to watch, but as like a fan, I'm like one of those fans who can point out all the inaccuracies. I'll be like to my friend, okay, that did not happen like that. But it was entertaining. I think Rami Malek did a good job.
He did. He did a really good job. And I thought who played Brian May was like his clone, man. It was
I
great.
know. Even I think Brian May's wife said to Rami, like, you look exactly like Brian when he was your age.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
so spot on. But wait, where are you located again?
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm in Boston.
Boston, right on. Born and raised?
No, I
Oh,
was
you don't
born and
have an
raised in
accent.
Michigan.
Born and raised in Michigan.
Yeah.
That's
Not
awesome.
not very exciting. Just a Midwest girl.
What part?
Kind of like the suburbs of Detroit, like north of Detroit.
So was it like Motown vibe, Motown area?
Uh, More like upper middle class neighborhood vibe.
What brought you to Boston?
uh, Kind of. I had family in the area,
Yeah, I'm
and
interviewing you now.
oh, I'm sorry.
I'm interviewing you now.
I know, right? You're doing a good job. Just after college, decided to try something new, get out of Michigan. Boston has a lot to offer, but I'm not really digging the winters anymore. So I'm thinking of like heading down to Austin or Nashville or something later.
Nice. Nice.
But yeah, back to you now.
Okay, let's go.
So yeah, I was gonna like continue with the April Fool's thing. I saw that it looked like Facebook was April Fool's joking you with that toe fungus thing.
Oh my God. It was like, why? Like, why is this suggested for me? My feet are good. I have no idea why that popped up. And it's so funny because my sister has this thing with feet. She's like, everything about it makes her gag, like something about like any kind of broken nail or fungus in the toenails. It's like, forget about it. I mean, like most people, but she just has this like serious gag reflex to it.
Maybe it was like recording one of your conversations and then was like, oh, here's a toe
We
thing.
haven't talked about that in a while. It was so random. I'm like, why is this going on? But yeah, I mean, that was a nice thing to wake up to for sure.
Right? But on a positive note, I wanted to congratulate you on your engagement to Madison. I know I'm late, but I just wanted to say congrats.
Thank you so much.
You guys are such a cute couple. I know you get that all the time.
Well, I mean, we're very secluded now in this time of the vid, but yeah, I mean, thank you so much. It's so sweet of you to say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
we got a
with
cool.
Jules having a newborn baby, Kaya, there's like so much excitement,
I
not
know
just Levara wise, but
a lot has happened in the pandemic for us personally.
yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah,
Is Kaya going to be rocking a Levara onesie?
I got her one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's with like this old like beginning logo that we had that we started off with before we like made our new graphic logo. But but yeah, I literally got it back in Jules' birthday. I forgot when. I'm spacing. I think July. No, what am I talking about? October. And I got him a onesie for his birthday. It was for Kaya, but it was for his birthday. And yeah, I don't know if she sported it yet. I haven't seen any pictures.
I'm sure she's going to be a big fan.
Well, if she likes her dad.
I hope so. But yeah, you guys have been releasing a bunch of bangers lately.
Thank you.
You've been working with the legendary Steve Perry. That's awesome.
Yeah, Steve's an old friend of mine. We go back like 13 years when I had like my, I was doing a solo EP back in 2008. And, you know, I met him and I met him at the studio. I was working with my dad on his solo record back then. And Perry just, you know, came to the studio because this guy, Randy Goodrum, who wrote I'll Be Over You with Dad, a Toto hit, he was working with Dad on this new record and I was co-writing with them. And Randy Goodrum wrote Foolish Heart for Steve Perry's solo record. So they are old buds. They write all the time. And Perry just came in to say what's up. And I was like, holy shit, Steve Perry, what's happening, man? And I was like, dude, I'm kind of doing this music, you know, I think it's up your alley. And he got in my car, I played him the music, he loved it. He's like, take my number down. And then he called me the next day. He's like, hey, you working? I said, I am. And he's like, I'm coming to the studio. And we've been bros ever since. So when I started this band, you know, finding Jules and you know, hearing his vocals, I knew in the kind of music we were making, I knew this was like right up Steve's alley. So I just said, hey man, here's the studio address, come hang out if you can. And then like he texted me, he's like, on my way. I'm like, this is awesome. And then he came by, loved the guys, loved the music. And then he says, well, same time tomorrow. And we're like, yeah. And then he like threw out ideas, like vocal melody ideas, or not melody, harmony ideas for the song. And he's like, you know, I could just go in and sing it. And we were just like, what? And then we get to hear his tone, man, his legendary voice, which still sounds great.
I know, right?
It was just like, it was so cool. And then we all got in the, you know, I know we posted a video of all of us in the hallway doing group vocals together. It was something else.
That's awesome. It's great to see him doing music again too.
Yeah.
That's cool. And I have to ask, who wrote the lyrics for Ever Enough? Because whoever wrote that was inside my head at the time.
That's a Jules thing. Yeah, he wrote the lyrics for that. It was yeah, it was an interesting time in the band. We were you know, just with the struggle of and the pressures of doing a debut record. There was a lot of angst and tension, and you know, I kind of came up with the music and the riff, and you know, I really knew something very cool and special, and I said it to Jules, and the lyrics, even though it's a relationship, I think has some to do with what we were going through as a band at the time. But then that was like kind of a rebirth. When we were done with the song, we were just like, wow. I mean, you know, everything happens for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to believe it in the moment, but down the road, you're like, you know, I'm glad this happened.
Yeah.
Like for me, listening to it, it's been a cathartic listening experience for myself. So I'm glad he wrote that song.
Breakup.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I feel like the song lyrics like said everything I wanted to say to that person.
Oh, is it fresh, or is it like from a while back?
I mean, it's been like 6 months, but
Wow, so it's pretty fresh.
I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of getting over the hump, but still not quite there yet. But
I'm so sorry. But listen,
okay.
everything is a step, level up. You
I know, right? Exactly.
Through that pain, you always go through that pain for something beautiful, and you appreciate that pain later down the line. Trust from me, and my experiences is you deal with a lot of emotional pain at the time that you feel is very unbearable, but then down the line, you're just like, when you get into a situation where is something new and something you're excited about, you really take that pain with you, but you put it into good use, and you know what to do, what not to do, and appreciate things, you know, and appreciate people. Yeah, I mean, so this is all for the greater good in your life, that's for sure.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I try to tell myself that. But how was the experience making the music video, with all that water and stuff?
Well, so Jake, my cousin, he directs all the videos, and he found the rain room, and we thought, oh, that could be pretty cool. And we walked into this room, which we thought was going to be like this like massive just massive rain room that you see in a video. And that's what the funny things about like sets. If you go on like a movie set or a show set and you see it, and like on screen it looks so big, and then you get there and you're like, it's a little tiny room. You're like, how do they make it? It's like how they make Tom Cruise look like his normal height. It's movie effects. No, so we walk in this small, tiny room, and the water was like overflown, like to the top. It was just gross water. The drains weren't working. And we were like, how are we gonna do this? And we only had like a few hours in this room. So we go to the guy, and luckily there was like no one after us, and they found out what the drainage problem was. So we trained it all out. And then they're like, all right, you have the place for the rest of the night. Sorry for the inconvenience. So that was kind of like, well, I'm glad that it was, it was like in the beginning a little scary. But then when we set up the drums in the corner, and then, we started messing with things, I was like this, and we started looking through the monitor back. We're like, this is fucking cool. This looks great. So like, kind of reminded us of old school video, like, some of those MTV videos, the look of everything. Oh, and, yeah. And yeah, we just had fun. We just, we were winging it, as we usually do. We usually wing it on these videos. Nothing's really that thought out, I feel. Like, we have a premise, and we have like, okay, we want like Automatic to have like a light, it's kind of like everything's a mood of certain light colors and stuff. So we want that. So let's just like roll with it. And my friend Scout, who's an incredible actress, totally, killed it for us. She's so amazing. And just, you watch it back, like, that's a vibe, man. Same thing with Heaven Knows. And Chameleon, that was a little more thought out. Chameleon was thought out because that we had a for sure plan of what we wanted to, a message we wanted to bring with that video. But the Ever Enough, we were just kind of like, all right, it's and I like that it's like a lot of these performance videos, because it kind of just shows our vibe as like performing the songs, and, gets people really intrigued and interested in seeing us live.
Yeah, and you get to kind of show your personality, and
yeah,
it's kind of like performing live for yourself, because I know so many bands just want to hit the road again.
I know. I mean, everyone's desperate to play again. I mean, it's such a distant memory, and that was like years of my life leading up to the pandemic, and it was just one thing, especially when I was touring with this awesome EDM producer, What's So Not. And we toured for like 3 years straight, and like, well, 2 years straight. And like, it was just like, I would do that, then get off the road, do our tour with this band. And then I would go back on the, I remember we finished our European tour with Toto, and the day that I left, I had to fly to Australia from Germany to do things with him. I mean, it was just like, but like, so then going from that kind of crazy two-way thing to like, nothing. But we were like recording our album, and as soon as our album was done and finished, yeah, that's when the pandemic started. It was, we had plans, we had a whole lot of plans going. So
yeah, but the exciting thing is like so many festivals are making announcements now, so I'm kind of optimistic about it. But
totally, Bonnaroo and some rock shows. Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, I hope the Exit 111 festival comes back, because that one looks pretty cool.
That one, I haven't heard of that one.
I think the first one was 2 years ago. They didn't have it last year because of COVID, but the year before was the inaugural year for the festival. I think it's somewhere near not Nashville, but somewhere in that area.
Oh, yeah, so it's kind of like Bonnaroo.
Yeah, there was like a lot of classic rock bands, and then a lot of like upcoming bands as well.
Nice.
Yeah, I think Guns N' Roses and Def Leppard performed there.
Killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love Def Leppard and Guns N' Roses. Who doesn't?
I know, right?
A lot of people don't like a lot of things, but man, those two bands are anthemic as fuck.
Oh, I know. I was just listening to I think it was Sweet Child of Mine, and I was like, this guitar riff like hits me the same way every time I hear it.
That's when you know it's a classic. It's
Yeah.
evergreen songs that you could just consistently hear all the time and just be like, ah, still gives you that feeling, you know?
Yeah. For lack of a better term, it's like an eargasm, you know?
Love it. Love that term.
Is
I'm
there
gonna use,
like a guitar riff that kind of hits you like that?
I mean, I strive to write stuff like that all the time.
Well, you're on the right track, I have to say.
Thank
Do you
you.
tend to like improvise your guitar riffs or guitar solos, or do you kind of write them out?
I write them out. I feel that every solo in a song should be a song within a song. It's gotta stand out like a lead vocal would or a chorus would, because you know, um, then what's the point? You know, I'm not a noodler. I'm not like a shredder, so it's not like it's never like I never want to be like a look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. You know, like I want it to be something that you could sing, like the David Gilmours of the world, you know, and you know, Perry worked with me on a lot of the solos on the record. He you know, and it kind of gave me a little glimpse of what it was like to make a Journey record back in the 70s and 80s, you know, like all those melodic Neil Sean solos that had a hook of itself, like that guitar line is like just as important as the chorus. And I felt that from Steve saying, okay, I was like, this is what it was like working on a Journey record. And it was so fun. And he just said, you know, front row licks, man. You know, it's got to stand up there. And I just thought out, I mean, I just sat there and I wanted to make the best solo I could. But the funny thing is usually my instincts, because I'm a songwriter, my instincts are usually that. It's pretty there. Like even with other than Chameleon, which Perry was like note for note with me on, I kind of already had a solo that he'd be like, okay, this is great. Maybe this section here, we can just switch a few notes there, and then boom. Also a song called Can't Get Over, he pushed me he was there with me, pushing me to do the right solo, because I already had one I thought out. And he wasn't like, he's like, it's really good, but it's not there. It's not great. Let's make it great. And, you know, he helped me do that. So yeah, I mean, I'm not an improvise. I don't improvise. I'm not a technical player. I'm not, I wish I had more theory knowledge. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't really do it any other way, you know, unless I want to go up and jam at like a blues bar or something like that. Like I'm good with just having my crazy mind and sitting here and figuring it all out. That way I could listen to a solo and want to rewind the solo over and over again and be like, I'm really proud of that, or that's one of my favorite parts of the song. And I love with Ever Enough too. That solo is one of a favorite of all of ours as far as a guitar solo. And I really experimented with that with the whammy pedal and you know, a lot of people are digging it, and that's great when a solo could stick out, when I'm seeing like comments and people are pointing that part out, shows that I'm onto something, you know.
No, definitely. Yeah, I was gonna say I really enjoyed your guitar solo in that song.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know, it just had like a lot of feeling to it.
Yeah, there was, you know, I wanted the emotion behind the song to come out in that form too. Every solo I play, I'm trying to, you know, my aura and energy to put it through here and just sing with it and have that emotion behind it and that performance behind it. You know, not half-ass anything, you know, there's no time for that, especially on your debut album. There's no time for
Yeah.
that. You know, it's like we got to show our skills every step of the way. Every second we have to show our skills, you know, of how much we care. This is a big moment.
Absolutely, yeah. And I heard you're producing for other artists too.
Yeah, Dorothy. Do you know who she
Oh,
is?
yeah, actually I think she came to Boston a few years ago.
Nice. Yeah, she's a beast, man. Woo. Unbelievable vocals. And we co-wrote 3 songs on a record, and I produced them. And you know, it was really cool that they gave me a shot to produce these tracks, because you know, I'm obviously known as a guitar player, but I've been getting so into producing records. And you know, even when we're making our record, I'm very there and pushing and very producer like guy. and I love it. It's another love as much as being in a touring. It's like to be creating something and building things from scratch and pushing, you know, and to make something unbelievably great, and experimenting and all that stuff that you can do in a studio. And hey, I mean, I built this studio that I'm talking to you in within this pandemic, and I've just been like nonstop going, and it's just such a true love. And I cannot wait for the world to hear these songs I did with her. And she's super pumped. We're all pumped, man. This is like melt your face rock and roll,
Nice.
like a whole other side of me. And we went crazy, man. It's a bulldozer. Boom. So as like a major label production debut for me, this is about as good as it gets for a beginning. Hello, I am Trev Lukather, the producer.
Well, cool. Based on your enthusiasm.
I mean, you gotta be enthusiastic, but I can back it up with these, you know. This is not something where I'm like, I think it's good. You know, I'm like, this is fucking fire, man.
You know it's good.
I know it's good. And you know, no pun intended, there's a song with that lyric in the title lyric in it. But like it is just face melting, man. So yeah, I'm really excited for the world to hear that stuff. And that should be coming out. That will be coming out this year at some point.
Oh, nice.
It's being mixed right now. Chris Lord-Alge is mixing the record, and I just heard 3 mixes, you know, 2 songs are ready for mastering. We're getting mix notes back today, which aren't many because Chris Lord-Alge is such a legend and such a beast. It was all little tiny quirky things, as you know, that you're like, oh, just I would like to hear this like up a dB or down a dB or half a dB. And, other than that, he just sends these mixes where I'm just laughing and I'm just like, oh my God, this is so sick. So yeah, good stuff. Really excited. I can't wait for you to hear it. Can't wait for you to hear it.
Well, you're doing big things. That's awesome.
Thank you. I'm blessed. I'm so blessed to be playing music for a living and doing it. And you know, yeah, I can't wait to go back out and play for people and feel that energy again. I mean, I've watched some rock documentaries and band documentaries, you know, while sitting at the house. And when you hear the big crowds, you know, and that sound that comes out when you're watching these documentaries, you're like, oh, it just gets you, you know, you're like, I miss those days. I mean, I miss that so much. So yeah.
Well, yeah, and I miss being in the crowd and just feeling the, you know, atmosphere. And I don't know, it's just something about people coming together to appreciate the same thing, you know?
I mean, it's a group experience, and that's what we wanted to do with this record too, is we wanted to make sure every song had a crowd moment, because we don't want to do this, you know, it's a give and take, you know, what good is the music we're making without the amazing people that love it and connect with it and are there with us and supporting us, and we're supporting. It's a mutual support here. I mean, it's not a one-way street. So when when everyone's like, well, what was your intention while making the record? As much as we just wanted to make the best record possible, the one thing that we wanted to do is let's include our future fans in this album. It's like, let's give them spots in this song, in each song, that they can be a part of it and sing it with us and like be a part of the show, because it is a part of the show, but like really have a crowd moment for each tune. And that's what we strive to do for this album, for sure.
Awesome. And do you guys have like a tentative date for the album?
Yeah, May 14th, 2021.
Oh, that's coming up very soon. Awesome.
Yeah.
How many tracks will be on it?
10 songs. There's going to be 3 songs that are coming out in a deluxe thing, I think, down the line. But we picked 10 to go on the record. And yeah, I mean, we're really, 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 really proud of this record. I mean, you know, luckily I've had some experience in being 33 years old. You know, I'm not 20 making my first record. It's like there's all these moments, all these experiences, like what we're talking about with your relationship and with any relationship. It's these things, these ups and downs, these like crash rock bottoms. And then, you know, all of that leads up to this height that you didn't think you can do. So like life itself in my teens and 20s led up to building my craft and working on my songwriting and working with guys that I you know, that are right there with me, with passion and striving and to be the best we can be. And this, the universe kind of aligning in that way of being like, okay, the universe is with us. We're starting to, every tune we're writing, we're really stoked about and proud of. And I'm just glad it worked out, you know?
Yeah, because I mean, like watching you with Jules and Josh, it just seems like you guys are not just friends, but kind of like brothers in a way.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's a family, you know, it's a family. And, you know, it takes it, like, you know, I'm kind of the big brother because I'm the oldest one. I mean, they're about the same age, 27, 28, or Josh is 29. But like, you know, I just kind of take on the big brother role. But yeah, you're right. It's like a family. And, you know, bands, but you know, it's, you know, bands, it's just, luckily we were just on the same path. But I mean, gosh, it's so tough, you know. I mean, it's a marriage within multiple amount of people, you know, and you want to be on the same page with everything. Um, but it actually, you know, it was very smooth. The making of the album was really smooth and fun, and I think that's why it comes out, because, you know, it's a sound wave. I mean, you're feeling that emotion coming through, so you could tell that we were having a blast making it. You could tell that we were like, our hearts were fully in it. And I mean, I've listened to the record a bunch, but sometimes I'll like take a break and I'll listen to it again, and it's like I'm listening to it for the first time, and I could transport myself back to when we were making that song or that moment of the song, and I'm like, man, that was fun, you know. And it's real. And we're not trying to be something. We're not, oh, let's be like this, let's make our sound like this. It's all natural, and I feel that's the only way people are going to connect to what you're doing, is if you're not pretending to be something you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I can tell there's no gimmicks with you guys. It's all
No.
It's all authentic.
Totally.
Authenticity. Well, Trev, I really appreciate your time chatting with me.
I appreciate you. Thank you for supporting us and wanting to talk and everything, you know,
Absolutely.
helping the word spread. We need it.
Oh, by the way, I wanted to compliment you on the pink guitar, or
Oh
salmon
yeah.
color. I don't know what color to call it.
The neon pink guitar. You
Yeah.
know, when we got the when we kind of figured out that we wanted to kind of go in some neon colors as the color concept for the record, I saw that color actually that Ernie Ball posted on actually my dad's model, and I was like, and I'm just a big St. Vincent fan, obviously, and I was like, man, I really want to have one of those in a St. Vincent, and Music Man, best guitar company known to man, had my back, and I said it'd be so great for this concept we're doing and this music video, and they sent it, and it just is it's my baby, it's my fave.
Do you name your guitars? Are you one of those people?
I haven't really named any of them, and that's a good thing. I should, because I love them all so much. They're my little babies, and I need to figure it out. But I named my studio Storm Studios, which is in honor of my best bro Ben, who passed away in July, and you know, his vibes here, and that's all I need. So you know, I got to work on the guitars though.
You'll come up with something good.
I'll come up with
For the
good.
next time we chat, I'll ask you about it.
I'm looking forward to that. Well, it's so great meeting you.
Yeah, you as well. And can't wait to see Levara on the road.
I'm looking forward to it. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, take care.